Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Courtney Lauren, and today I'm showing you guys how I make my stuffing and chicken bake. To start out, I have some chicken breast that I already cooked and shredded. Guys, I literally just boiled this in my water. I added some onion, garlic, some seasoning, and I just let it do its thing, and I got my hand mixer out and shredded that up. I have some onion, 2 medium yellow potatoes diced, a bag of mixed vegetables, just the frozen kind you find in your freezer aisle is fine. I'm going to be using 2 boxes of stovetop chicken stuffing mix, some garlic, some chicken broth, sour cream, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, black pepper, salt. I'm going to be using some onion powder, some garlic powder, and some dried thyme. First, I'm going to go ahead and open up both of my cans of cream of chicken soup. Right now, my stove is on a medium-high heat at about a 5 or a 6. Go ahead and just put those 2 cans right in your pan. Next, I am going to be adding some chicken broth. You guys, I mentioned in the beginning that I did boil my own chicken. In my broth, I put onions, garlic, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, just for some seasoning and some aromatics, and I let that boil. So I saved my broth. I'm just going to be using my own broth that I made in this. If you guys don't want to do that, that's why I did say in the beginning that I was going to be using chicken broth. You guys can use store-bought chicken broth too, that's fine, but since I had already made some, I'm just going to go ahead and use that. So that's what you see me ladling in here. And once I get this thinned out to the consistency that I like, we are going to move on. So I'm going to speed this up just for this portion while you guys see me thinning out this chicken soup. And when I'm done, I will be back so we can move on. Alright, so this is a good consistency that I was looking for. You just want to get it kind of as smooth as possible. So next I'm just going to go ahead and add in my onions and my potatoes right into our chicken soup. Give that a good mix. Once you mix those in, next I'm going to be adding a spoonful of our minced garlic into the pan, and then after that mix that around, get that nice and incorporated, and then we are going to start seasoning up our soup. Alright, so first I'm going to start out with some sea salt. I'm going to go ahead and give that a nice generous portion of that, and then after my salt I am going to hit it with some black pepper. Next, I'm going to be adding in some of my dried thyme leaves. Go ahead and give that a few shakes, and then I'm going to season with some onion powder and garlic powder last. After you add in all your seasonings, go ahead and mix this very thoroughly just to get everything nice and evenly incorporated into the soup, and then after you're done mixing it, we are going to move on. Alright, so next I'm going to put some sour cream in here, a few tablespoons. I am just kind of squeezing it, eyeing it, but I would say at least 2 or 3 tablespoons of that. The sour cream is really what helps it give it that really good zesty flavor. I can't describe it, but if you guys make this, you'll know what I'm talking about when you're eating it. So after you mix in that sour cream, go ahead and grab your bag of frozen mixed vegetables, dump that right in, give that a good mix, make sure everything is nice and evenly blended up. And once you are done mixing in your vegetables, the last step, we are going to go ahead and dump in our chicken. Go ahead and mix the chicken all around. You really want everything to be evenly incorporated together. You want the chicken to sop up all of that soup that you made with the vegetables, the garlic, everything. So I mixed this very thoroughly, just so there's a little bit of everything in every bite. And so after you're done mixing this thoroughly, leave it on your stove for just a few minutes, just so it kind of all comes together. No more than 5 minutes though, because we are going to be baking this in the oven for 1 hour at 375. So like you see here, I just gave everything a nice good mix. It's all looking blended together. So we're just going to let that sit 5 minutes like I said, and after that we are going to take it off of the burner and move on. So next I'm going to be grabbing a foil pan. You guys can use a baking dish of any kind. I just like to use these because it's easier for cleanup. I can just toss it right in the trash. So I'm going to go ahead and just spoon this right at the bottom of that pan, just so that my pan kind of like loses a little bit of the weight, so it's easier for me to pick up. And then I'm literally just going to pick up the pan and dump the rest in there. Make sure it's nice and level. You want it to kind of be even if you can. And then after that, we are going to move on and start making our stuffing. Alright you guys, as I mentioned, I am going to be doing the stovetop chicken flavor stuffing. It's funny, I wasn't even going to record this part because I feel like everyone knows how to make box stuffing, but you know what, just for those who really don't know how to, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. I am making 2 bags, so it's 1.5 cups per bag, which is 3 cups of water, 4 tablespoons of butter per bag, so 8 tablespoons is in a whole stick. So I just threw a whole stick of butter in there. You want to wait for it to come to a boil and for all of the butter to be melted like I have here. And after that, once it's boiling like this, you turn the stove off. You're going to open up both packs of your stuffing, dump them into your water and butter mixture, grab a spoon or a utensil, and you're going to literally mix this very, very thoroughly. You want that dried bread to be sopped up with all the water and the butter. And once it's thoroughly mixed up and you don't really see any more water at the bottom of your pan, you're going to grab a lid, cover it, take it off of the burner, and then you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. That is it. That's how you make box stuffing. And after 5 minutes, you're going to remove the lid. You're going to grab yourself a fork and you're going to fluff it. So you're going to take the fork and kind of separate the pieces, fluff it up a little bit. And then after that, it is done. So I am going to be using the stuffing to make a nice thick crust layer on top of our chicken bake. So just grab your stuffing and a fork or a utensil, and you're literally just gonna spread it out all around. Try and get it evenly coated on top, get all the creases and crevices, and just make a nice thick layer of your stuffing right on top of your chicken. I love this dish so much because you have your protein, your vegetables, your starch all compiled into one meal, which is great, especially if you have a family and kids. So definitely give this one a try, you guys. My family absolutely loves this meal. Now that we have that nice thick layer of stuffing on top of our dish, it is ready to go in the oven. My oven is at 375. We are going to bake this for 1 hour. And this is how it looks before baking, you guys. Look at that, beautiful. Stuffing is one of my favorite things, so this dish is always a favorite of mine, especially for the fall time. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and place that in the oven, and 1 hour later, this is what it looks like. Beautiful golden crust on top. It's really crunchy, and it has the nice soft pieces that are inside. And like I said, this one is just a really, really good meal, and I'm going to show you the plated up version here. I hope you guys loved this recipe, and thank you so much for watching. If you do try this, let me know how it turned out down in the comments below, and as always, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.